So, for some time now, I've been looking to try a spicy flavour of Ironman on top of the limitations that they already impose. Ironman cannot trade or receive assistance, but I want to take it a step further. What if you couldn't use shops either? What if I couldn't pick up an item if I could make it? And this is where my hip, fresh OC comes in. I am noshops, straight out of the trailer park and ready to make his own way in the world of RuneScape. Our journey begins just like all others, on Tutorial Island. For those not in the know, it briefly covers every single free-to-play skill as well as skimming the surface of RuneScape's controls and activities. The tutors will hand you out some free equipment to obviously help you make a start in the game, but my self-imposed restrictions mean that I can't take these and I'll have to either collect or make it on my own. I do feel a bit sorry for the tutors though, trying to explain the magical world of Gillinor, and some Scottish tit rolls in and says, "Oh hey, I don't actually need any of this, I'm making this entire process needlessly complicated for a YouTube video. Adventurer, if you do not arm yourself, you will surely know." So, after finishing our melee and range tutorial, we wrap it up with magic, banking, and of course, setting up our Ironman. I was originally entertaining the idea of a hardcore Ironman or an ultimate, but I'm not a masochist and I'm not good at the game, so I thought the progress that I would be making would be basically non-existent. Once I'm out, all my items are dropped as previously mentioned, and then it all starts with the bronze pickaxe, namely the spawn at the Lumbridge Castle Portcullis. I want to beat some easy beginner quests to get some decent XP and make a good foothold to start with, but even something as easy as Cook's Assistant becomes more of a problem. I need a pot, but because I can make a pot, I can't pick one up. This means I have to collect a bucket and travel all the way to the Dwarven Mine. I would travel to Varrock, but I forgot that that outcrop had clay before I'd already started walking there. I also got some copper and tin while I'm here, because I'll need some bars for gear anyway. Once the clay's mined, I have to wet it with a bucket of water, and then I can spin that into an unfired pot which I will bake in a very hot oven in the Barbarian village. Once that's made, I can go about getting the pot of flour I need, as well as the bucket of milk and the egg. For our labour, we're awarded 300 cooking XP and the chef's undying gratitude for getting him 3 of the most common things that you'd actually cook stuff with. Nonetheless, it's the first of many milestones, so let's not forget the day I walked slightly longer than usual to help some dude in the kitchen. So, to review our situation, I'm in need of tools to start myself off. I have a pickaxe and now I have a pot and bucket. I also got the hammer from the Falador spawn when I was travelling to the Dwarven Mine, so that's +1 for me. But only after starting to edit this footage am I noticing some stark issues with my Ironman. I was wanting to beat Dragon Slayer before getting my membership as well, and because of this there's going to be some issues. Ranged is almost entirely impossible. I can't fletch as it's a member's skill. Short bows and long bows don't drop from enemies. I've only got a 2 in 22 chance of getting one or the other from a beginner clue scroll. And then there's a conundrum of arrows. I can't buy them from shops, they would purely have to be looted from enemies I kill. There's never a lot in a drop either, so this would be somewhat time consuming. It's about anywhere between 5 to 25 from various enemies, usually in the stronghold of security. I was entertaining the idea of putting it on hold and stockpiling bars and arrowheads, so once I'm a member, I can just power through to 30 and get the Ava's accumulator. I also can't make armour, as needles are only shop bought or available through member-based content. Magic training is another kick in the balls. I will have to runecraft for every single spell I'm wanting to cast. Now, I don't mind runecrafting, it's pretty chill, but in having to do it every time, it would start to grate and you can see my issue in getting any serious progress done. And then there's my melee stats. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve for the early game, but in the long run, I'm either going to have to do a crap load of smithing, or at least get my overhead prayer sorted out. And finally is the issue of food. I can only fish with a small net, which means my literal best fishing food is shrimp. And this means I have to resort to conventional cooking, which is always a bit more time consuming. And on that front, without having to put too much grinding in, my best food would be apple pie. Okay, so I do apologise in advance. When I was writing the second half of this, I got a sinus infection, so I do apologise if I sound a bit like shit. On a later note, we'll look at our roadmap for the near future. First is some basic quests that have no real requirements. Ernest the Chicken, Rune Mysteries, X marks the spot, these sort of quests. They're short, easy, and they have some okay rewards behind them. I'm sure you're expecting me to comment on the difficulty of getting the oil can for Odenstein's machine, but you thought wrong. I got it first try. Mensa are now inviting me to their meetings. Next is completing the Knight's Sword to boost us through iron equipment and let us make a start on steel. For this we need 10 cooking for the Redberry Pie and 7 crafting for the Pie Tin. Sheep Shearer offers 150 crafting XP and Missile Mystery offers 600 crafting XP, and that's actually enough to get you all the way through to level 7. Anyway, we've got both of these completed, but we've also got a few more levels from making clay into the pots to grind out the cooking levels I need to get to level 10. I'll also need 15 mining and 15 smithing so that I can actually make the iron bars needed to make the hilt of the sword. The Knight's Sword is quite daunting, so all the food I've made certainly won't go amiss. The dungeon is quite big for a free-to-play character with 10 HP. Everything on the way is aggressive, with the far end having level 57 ice warriors that can hit for 6. It doesn't sound like much, but when you only have 10 HP and bread heals for 5, it can get a bit nerve-wracking. If you have the time, try and bring a second door with you, as by dropping the first sword, Thurgoal will make you another. You will need another 2 iron bars, but what's that at this point? The stats are okay, but the real best in slot weapon is going to be coming up later, so for now we can enjoy our 12,725 XP and get ourselves straight to steel equipment. Afterwards, there are some very straightforward quests that offer some nice rewards, with little to no combat exchange. Restless Ghost is the most notable of these, giving 1,125 prayer XP. That'll put you just behind level 10 prayer. There's also a level 10 skeleton as a boss if you want a challenge, but I personally won't judge you if you just fucking book it back up those stairs. And to wrap it up, we're going to be looking at the first roadblock on our account. Delrith, Scourge of Varrock, level 27 bad boy. It's the easiest boss fight in the game, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't take it lightly. We're going to have to gear up a bit more from our current state and get some combat stats sorted, but that's going to be something that we can cover for next time. So firstly, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this foray into insanity. I'd love to hear your feedback, so do let me know in the comments below. I'm not really sure how about wrapping up this video, so how about a clip of me fucking up? Does that sound good? Great.